Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm the Meister and welcome back to Aubrey City in episode 6 of City Skylines. It's been a little while guys, but hopefully we'll change that pretty soon. I know I've been saying that all the time, but I just moved into my new place. I'm starting to get all set up, and hopefully everything will fall into place and I'll be able to release much more content to you guys much more frequently, because I know some of you are a little upset about that and I can totally understand. So I'm going to try to sympathize with you guys as much as possible and release as much content as I possibly can. Anyways, a few changes to the game in the past 3 weeks, or maybe even a month now since I've released my last episode. As you can see, I've downloaded a new road texture mod. I think it's the US edition it's called. But anyways, I really love the look of it. You can just see how realistic it looks. You have a combination of both pavement and cement textures on the roads. So I kind of like that mix. It really looks awesome. The only thing that's kind of annoying is when you zoom out, if you look where my mouse is right now, the textures sort of fade to the original texture. But I mean, it's just a minor issue. It's not really that annoying. And also, if you guys hadn't noticed yet, I've changed the map theme as well. It's called West Coast, and it changes the color of the grass a little bit. I find it's a little darker green. It just looks a lot nicer in my opinion, as well as the water. The water looks much better, much more realistic. You can see the variety of colors underwater. And one thing that I love really a lot is the way that the beach interacts with the water. So you can see how the water gets lighter as it approaches the coast, and the sand looks a lot better as well. You can see the little dips and ridges all over the place. I just love the look of it. So from now on, this is the texture combination we're gonna go for until something better comes out. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's new in the past 3 weeks. I haven't had a lot of chance to play the game. I'm just settling down now this week, so hopefully I'll get a chance to get much more work done in the game. Also guys, I gotta say how lucky you guys are, because I almost lost this save. Lately, or pretty much throughout the whole series thus far, I've been complaining about the game running really rough, I'd say. You know, I've been getting glitches and problems every time I start up the game. And what I decided to do is to go into my subscribed item list and start deleting some mods and assets. And I accidentally deleted a whole bunch of very important assets, and it kind of screwed up the game. Whenever I'd load up the map here, everything was gone. Not even the roads existed. Everything was all screwed up and glitchy. So I almost thought that we're gonna lose the save, guys. But after like 5 hours of troubleshooting and trying to figure out what's causing the game to run so terribly, I got her back up and running. And I'm thinking that it was just a combination of having way too many assets. Way too many downloads going on at the same time. So I deleted a whole bunch of non-essential buildings and mods. So I mean, I've been playing the game for roughly a couple of hours now and haven't encountered too many problems yet. So we're gonna keep going and hope for the best. So that being said guys, the next step in the construction process, as I mentioned in my last video, we're going to start to lay down the infrastructure for the downtown area. So roads and bridges and tunnels and streets and everything like that. So it's going to be a pretty awesome episode. And I pretty much have the whole area mapped out in my mind. So I think it should go pretty smoothly. So I did a little bit of work off camera. I started to build this little seawall here, and I've added a whole bunch of little props and nice little parts to it, and that's going to continue on throughout the whole coast of the downtown. Now what I have in mind is this avenue that you're seeing here is going to continue straight, and it's eventually going to turn into a little freeway, which means that the downtown area is going to be completely circled by a freeway, so it provides really good access from the outside of downtown. So we'll try to manage our traffic as good as possible. And in between the coast here and the highway, which is going to pass right around here, is going to be this sort of luxury seaport or marina. So I really can't wait to get started on that. That'll probably be next episode. This episode I really want to focus on the road infrastructure. So let's get started, guys. So what I want to do is build a sort of sunken highway, because it does save a little bit of room, as you can build bridges over it, and it doesn't get in the way as much, and it looks a lot cooler too. So let's see here. I'm just gonna disable. Oh wow, this changed. Node snapping. Toggle road collision. What's this? Road bending and toggle road anarchy. Oh, that's cool. What if I do? Oh, okay. So the shortcuts still work. So I'm gonna snap this to the ground. I'm gonna go about 8 meters down, because I think that's a pretty good starting point. And this is going to continue on straight. Nope, I don't want to build a tunnel. I think I might. No. How do I not build a tunnel? Oh, okay. Alright, so this, I'm going to make it curve a little bit that way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to convert this right into a freeway. I have an idea. It's going to look pretty awesome. So I'm going to go into my terraforming tools, and I really love this tool. It's super vital, especially when building sunken highways. It works really, really well. So I'm sort of going to follow this path, and then once we're at this point, I'm going to start to turn a little bit more towards there and make a nice big circle around the downtown area without getting in the way of any buildings or parks or anything like that. Okay. So this is gonna go straight like this. Nope, no, that's ugly. Should turn off road anarchy, because road anarchy makes sloping really odd. I might have to do this by hand. There. That looks a little better. I think prop anarchy is on. That's why all the bushes are staying when I plop down my roads. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? I have a little idea, and I think it's gonna look pretty cool what I'm about to do here. So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna turn off bending. Oh, okay, I see. It's just the same. Instead of hitting the hotkeys, you can just use these buttons here. So snapping. So I'm gonna turn this into a freeway. Oh god, I love those textures. They look awesome. Nope, that's not good. One thing that's kind of annoying though about these road textures is, I think it's since the 1.2 update, I'm not quite sure, but the yellow lines seem to not really stay on the same side of the road. Sometimes they'll go on the opposite side and it looks really ugly. Man, I'm having a hard time here. I think I might have to do this a little sharper. That looks half decent, I guess. So this is gonna go towards here. And this is where it's gonna start to look pretty cool. So this is actually going to turn into a 3-lane road. Alright. And there's an exit that's going to come in just like this. And it's going to become an elevated portion. And come up onto here. And up here. Ooh, that's a little close, but that's okay because I have my node editor mod. I think it's Control N. Nope. Yes. I thought it was Control N, or maybe it's Shift N. Oh, there we go. Starting to lose my touch, guys. Ever since I discovered this mod, it's been really, really great. Oh, that kind of sucks. The light right in the middle of the road. In order to get rid of it, I have to go like this high. Oh, but I guess it's not that bad. I can deal with that. There we are. Boom, that looks awesome. Great, I'm happy with that. Okay, now it's just to turn these guys around so they're heading the right direction. Boop, just like that. And we're going to do the same exact thing for the other side of the road. Ooh, this might be a little challenging. Oh, that doesn't look half bad. Well, looks alright, I guess. Now I'm just gonna straighten that out a little bit. I don't really like what it's doing. This other, oh, nope. I might have no choice but to redesign this whole intersection here. I think there was a way to fix this. I can't remember how though. In here, no. Oh, actually, I think it was the node editor mod that you could fix it. There we go. That looks a little better, I suppose. I'm okay with that. There we are. I mean, it's not the nicest interchange I've ever built, but that's alright. And this guy's gonna go poop right here, and they're gonna connect further up the road. Here, I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. Oh, there, that looks great. See, that's what I was mentioning a minute ago, that the yellow lines don't seem to know which side they want to be on. That's alright. It's not a big issue. And then we'll connect these two. Not a big fan of how sharp this turn came in, but that's what it is, I guess. Okay, so now the reason I built that like this is because this is a 3-lane or a 6-lane freeway, okay, and these this little interchange here is going to take away 1 lane from each direction. So then our little avenue here sort of makes sense because it goes from 2-lane to 2-lane. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And there is sidewalks on this road here, and I don't like the crosswalks being there. There's not really anything you can do about that, but what I think I'm going to do is make this little trail that's going to follow the side of the highway, provide some bike access to the rest of the area. But before we get into any little details like that, we're going to start to build the main stretch for the highway. Alright, so that's going to make a nice curve like that. And I really love my idea of building it, building the freeway sort of in the middle here, is you still get access to your coastline, so our marina, for our marina we have lots and lots of room to build. And I thought I turned, there, prop anarchy off. Let's see if it makes a difference. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna destroy that. Nope. Gets a little confusing when you have two different terraforming mods. Nope. No, that's not what I want. There, this is what I want. There we are. And I guess once we get to this point, the terrain starts to get a little hilly, so we'll sort of change the height of the road. There we are. Now, while I was setting up for this episode, I got a couple questions for you guys in mind. And one of those questions is, what do you guys prefer in terms of filming style? Because if you look at my last episode, the entire episode was filmed sort of in time-lapse mode, where none of the episode was live, such as this one here. I think that's what I'm going to go for in this episode, is just do the whole thing live as much as possible. And I'd just like you guys, your opinion on which filming style you like better, whether it's live or the sort of time-lapse mode that I did in the last episode. Because it's really up to you guys. I don't really mind either or. They both have their pros and cons. And just to go over those real quick, when I'm filming live, it's a little bit more, I'm not going to say stressful, but it is live, right? So I'm constantly thinking about what to say next. And that's sort of a con of filming live. Oh, I screwed that up pretty bad. But then when you go to the time-lapse footage, I mean, you can sort of write down exactly what you want to say throughout the whole episode, so you're not fidgeting to find out what you want to say, and that's ugly. Look at that, weaving side to side. But yeah, just let me know in the comments what you guys think. Or if you'd rather have like sort of a mixture of both time lapses and regular episodes. I mean live episodes. Oh, that looks weird. Here, if I go straight, there's going to be a gap between the two, and I don't really want that. But I can do this. I mean, it's really not that bad. And in other news, guys, last episode I mentioned my buddy Madzak is firing up his new channel. and he's been pumping out quite a few videos. And pretty soon you guys can expect some collaborations between me and him. You know, we have some ideas in mind for you guys. So if you haven't already, I suggest that you go check out his channel and subscribe, because we're probably going to be doing some work together. And I'm going to get into this road later on, but so far I love the way that it's looking. That's awesome. It's pretty plain right now because I'm going to add some barriers and all that, but for a start, I'm loving it. And then we're just gonna bring this as close as we can. Actually, what I should do, there, I'm just gonna do this, and I should put this side the same height just so bridges will look a little better. And it's not really a big height difference, so it's not that bad. There we are. Okay, so this section is done, and we have lots of room for luxury apartments and the marina and all that, so it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm really excited and looking forward to these next couple of episodes. There we are. And I really hope to be able to bring you guys much more content frequently now that I am moved into my new place and getting settled. Okay, I modified the terrain a little bit since the last episode. You can see that there's a nice little slope, and I find it's just going to look a lot better once we start getting into our downtown streets, just so everything's not just flat, so it adds a little bit of character, I find. Okay, so this is one of the main roads. We're just gonna plop that there and try to connect these two to about this angle. That looks alright. Now the look I'm going for this downtown, I'm sort of going to base it on... Oh, that's perfect. That's awesome. Look at that. Sorry, I'm getting a little too excited. The look that I'm going for this downtown area, if you think sort of Portland, Maine, how the streets, there's not really any defined grid to it. It's just a whole bunch of messed up, it's just a mess of different streets going all over the place. I'm gonna try to emulate that somewhat. I don't think I'll go as weird as that, but I'll probably put some traits, some of those traits in this city. There, it looks awesome. You might be seeing these new building notifications popping up on the bottom menu here throughout the video, because I actually uninstalled the game while I was trying to troubleshoot what was going on. And I guess whenever you reinstall the game, you sort of start off from zero, right? So then the game's like, oh, you've never seen this building before. So it's been doing that for the last couple of hours. Maybe it'll stop now. I haven't seen it for a little while, so it might be all done. Man, this looks awesome. I'm super excited. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on this section for a little bit because I want to plop down some exits. Level terrain. And I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna use to make highway walls. I'm either gonna use some seawalls, or I have a pack that I haven't used since the Belmont City days. Which are in the parks menu. These ones right here. Oh, ploppable. I'm not too sure. I guess we'll have to try both of them, see which one looks better. I mean, this is definitely going to be easier to plop down. Yeah, I guess I'll use these. It'll be way easier to follow the curvature of the road. Because I built the road before putting down the walls, I might as well use these. Because if I would have done the other walls, I mean, you sort of have to build your highway first and then conform the highway to the walls. But in this case, you can conform the walls to the highways much more easily. Oh. Alright guys, well I'm really satisfied with the way this turned out actually. This is super awesome. Now I'm just going to add a couple of blocks here. Oh, how am I going to do that? Oh, just like this. Boop. There we go, just to close off the little hole that we have here. Ooh, this is kind of challenging. We might have to do it from the other side. I think it's the road snapping tool or mod or whatever it is that causes that. There we are. That looks alright. Perfect. Oh man, I'm super happy with the way this turned out. That's awesome. So then after that we can add some barriers and road signs and all that stuff, but we'll save that for later. For now, I'm going to be adding some sunken walls. And I'm actually surprised by how forgiving K Anarchy mod is for using the seawalls for highway walls. Really surprising how friendly it is. So in other news, while I'm struggling with the seawalls here that don't seem to fit just right, a few people have asked me if I'm excited about the disasters, or the natural disasters update for City Skylines. And I can't say that I'm really excited just because I mostly play the game as an aesthetic standpoint. And, you know, I'm not really interested in destroying any of my cities. Sure, it's fun, but I'm not really willing to pay a good $15 or $16. I'm not exactly sure how much it's going to be just to destroy my city. And I've seen some gameplay and it looks real fun, especially if you guys have seen the gameplay. I'm going to take, for example, the tornadoes. It's pretty funny to see your Sims and cars flying all over the place. But I would think that it would get mundane pretty quick, especially there only being 10 or so disasters. So I mean, me personally, I'm not too interested in it, but maybe I'll download it further down the road just for the fun of it, and also to support the developers because they do a great job of supporting the game. And also one thing that I'm trying to avoid, and I always think of Montreal as a perfect example, with Highway 15, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a sunken highway that's very similar to this one that was built, I think it was in the late 60s or early 60s, and it caused a super large amount of controversy because it sort of split a neighborhood in two, and that's sort of what I'm trying to avoid here. And also by building as many bridges as we can over the highway, we can hopefully keep traffic as smoothly running as possible, just so not everybody's bottlenecking to two bridges. Especially that there's going to be a nice port that's going to be on the other side of the highway on the coast. I mean, we can probably expect a pretty large amount of traffic, and I just want the whole area to flow as efficiently as possible. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I had previously mentioned that I was going to build another huge bridge along the river here. And here it is. This is the one. And the reason that I chose this bridge that we plopped over here a couple of episodes ago before this one was because this one has no slope. As you can see, it's completely flat. But I still like the way that the arch looks. I think it looks really cool. So we are going to plop it right around here, I suppose. Maybe a little bit more this way. Right there. That looks awesome. So what's going to happen here is this is just, it's not going to be a highway that's going to cross this bridge. It's just going to be a normal, well, not a normal, but like a large avenue that's going to cross the bridge. And our highway here is going to cross under it, but I'm going to make this sort of little interchange here that's going to connect to the road. So it's going to be pretty cool. And another idea that I had is on the top of this hill somewhere is going to be a large park. So this road here is going to provide access to that park as well as eastern downtown. So that's going to be a project for a little later on. So I'm just going to... Oh, whoa, what happened there? Congratulations. Oh. How do I get rid of that? Well, thank you. Is that gonna go away? Well, that was weird. Okay. So continuing on. So I'm going to continue building the stretch of road that's going to follow the river and eventually lead up to the west to eastbound highway, which is eventually going to connect to the interchange that we built 2 episodes ago. So this highway is going to be a pretty major artery to the downtown core. It's going to be vital for commuters traveling from the eastern part of town that want to access, either the downtown or the industrial port. This is one of the major roads that they're going to take to get there. So it is being built to be suitable for a pretty large amount of traffic. I think 3 lanes in each direction should be good to go. And as you can see, guys, I've built this little median just because of the height difference, and I think it looks kind of cool. And it also gives me some room to plop down maybe some street lamps or anything that I can imagine would look good between a median. So yeah, and as you can see here, the road height tool is really an essential mod to have, especially when you're aiming for realism. It's just to get those nice smooth slopes and those nice curves. It's really essential to have the road heights mod. Before then it was really difficult to get some nice smooth highways. You would just have to, try to build it as accurately as possible, and there was no way to change it after that. So it is quite a lifesaver. Now this video is almost over. I'm just gonna plop down the road for this bridge here, and as I stated a minute ago, there's no slope on the actual frame of the bridge, but I sort of figured out a way to manage to get this nice little slope going without compromising the look of the bridge, as you're seeing me doing right now. I think it looks fairly well. You can't really notice it unless you're looking at the bridge from a certain angle, but you guys will see once I'm done here, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to wrap up the video now, guys, and now that we have our main highway infrastructure leading into downtown built, we can focus a little bit more on the streets leading into the actual downtown core, maybe focus also on adding some props to the highway. We'll just see how it goes, really. Depends on what I feel like doing in the next episode. So that'll be all for today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel for much more content on the way. And hopefully, if everything goes to plan, much more frequent episodes as well. Now that I'm all set into my new place, it should be a little bit easier for me to release more content to you guys. Hopefully. So anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.